it's Chris Seeds, known online as Wootini, here with another Great Gamer Video podcast. This week, I went to the movies and I saw Argylle because I felt like I'd already seen it because I had seen that trailer before pretty much every single movie that I've watched over the past few months. That trailer was everywhere. So, figured let's just go see the damn thing. It's fine. It was perfectly entertaining. This writer of a spy mystery novel series finds herself caught up in real life spy action as the bad spies want to capture her because she knows things. She's predicting things in her book, and shenanigans ensue. It's not, I don't think it's quite as clever as it thinks it is, and it's not as funny as it's trying to be, but it's perfectly fine. It was entertaining. I was never bored. The action sequences are fun. There's a couple at the very end that are just so over the top ridiculous that it's kind of delightful. But not as funny as I think it wants to be, but whatever. Some of the twists are kind of obvious, others not so much. It's very twisty. But then Sam Worthington and Bryce Dallas Howard they just look like they're having so much fun that you go along with it. And it's fun. I don't know if I'd say, you could probably wait for it to come to streaming. It'll be on probably Peacock, probably in a couple of months. But it looked good on the big screen, the action scenes and stuff, but it's not it was fine. It was perfectly entertaining, and amusing. So, whatever. I can't really recommend it that highly. You can stream it, it's fine. As for games, I have continued playing Ring Fit. Not every day. I had to take another couple of days off, though, because while I didn't quite come down with the cold that my husband did and got better quickly after a couple of days, he took the rest of the week to get better, and then he felt better, so he went out, and then the next day he felt sick again, and then he was sick for almost and I was like, ugh. And I was okay for a couple of days, but then I guess I caught it back again off him, and I started to not feel good for a few days. It's not COVID, it's just an annoying cold. So it's not COVID or the flu that's been going around. So thank you for that. We got lucky. But it was still annoying. I just took a couple of days off. It's fine. And I've also been playing, obviously, Disney Dreamlight Valley. Though I found myself in a very annoying part of the game, basically, because as you might recall, when I first started playing Disney Dreamlight Valley, I was talking about how surprised I was. There's all these characters and they have all these quests for you and there's all these things to do constantly, and it kept you very, very busy. But now I've reached a point where I've invited all the characters, so the ones that have been around a while, they're all maxed out at friendship level 10 and I've done all their quests. And then the other ones are now in the mid-range, 5 or 6, so it's hard to raise their friendship level quickly. The first few friendship levels you go up super fast. Then it gets harder and harder. So then going from 9 to 10 takes forever. But I have a bunch of characters that I can't do their next quests because they're not a high enough level friendship. So that basically meant either were a bunch of days where I was just going around picking flowers and cooking food to give to them as gifts to help make them like me more so that I could do their next quest and unlock it. So that was a little tedious, I gotta say. I've also been playing Avatar, which I'm still enjoying, and I was so frustrated because there was one of those facilities that I was trying to sabotage, and there were 3 things I had to do, and the first 2 I did so stealthily and did not get seen, and I was so proud of myself. And then just as I was about to sabotage the 3rd item, I was seen, the alarms went off, I quickly turned the thing or sabotaged whatever it was I had to do, and they all fled, and I was like, ta-da, I did it. But when I went into the command center, it still said, oh, I was too noisy. If I'd been quieter, I might have gotten more stuff. And I'm like, damn it. So apparently you have to be completely stealthy and not set off the alarms at all. I thought maybe because I had done like 2 of the 3 before I set off the alarm, and the alarm only got set off for like a second or 2, maybe it would be okay. Apparently not. And of course, you can't reload your save game. There have been like 1 or twice where like I've gotten caught right away, and I'm like, I screwed this up, and I let them kill me so that I can just restart the mission, because you can't like reload a previous save or anything. But here I'm like, if I had done this and knowing this in future ones, if I get to the 3rd one and I get seen at the very last second, I'll probably just let it go, because I don't want to have to do the whole thing over again. If it happens at the beginning, I don't mind redoing the very beginning, because I haven't done too much yet. But if you've done pretty much the whole thing and then you set off the alarm, like, just let it go. So I am trying, and I hope that one day I will succeed in sabotaging one of these facilities completely stealthily and see what the extra rewards are. I'm just curious. But the main thing I wanted to talk about this episode is Sony had a state of play where they showed off a bunch of game trailers, and there wasn't really anything in there that caught my attention. There was nothing, there were trailers for games that I was already interested in, and then there was like trailers for new games that I'm not interested in. I mean, they're like, here's the new game, Judas, the new game from the BioShock creator, and they show the trailer for Judas, and I'm like, it's literally BioShock just in space. Like, I don't get it. Like, it looks like the same kind of gameplay. So, we'll see. But the surprising thing was that they announced, they showed off a new trailer for Silent Hill 2 Remake, but then they also showed a trailer for Silent Hill The Short Message, which they then said was free to play and available for download right now. And I was like, I'm sorry, the what? So, obviously I downloaded it. I love Silent Hill. So I downloaded the game, and I played it, and I have thoughts. Basically, you play as a teenage girl who explores this German or Eastern European kind of apartment building that's all run down, and it's like a nightmare version of it. And then there's also the Silent Hill version of it. And it starts with this massive disclaimer of like a trigger warning for like, abuse and depression and suicide and mental health and everything. And it's just like with like numbers and websites to go to and warnings and don't play this, And I was like, oh, how bad could it be? It's pretty bad. Like the storyline is dark. It's very dark. And you basically just explore around and the story unfolds. And then every so often you are running for your life. That's the gameplay. It's either exploration or running for your life, which is basically like the Wii Silent Hill game, Shattered Memories, where there's no combat. You just explore and do puzzles, and then you have segments where you're just running for your life, and you're like, ah! And I did jump a bunch of times when the monster would jump out at me and stuff and whatever, and I'd make a wrong turn, and it would be like, ta-da! And I'd be like, ah! And then it kills you, and then it rewinds, and then you start over again. I did get a little frustrated with the final maze, because they get bigger and more annoying as you go on. And the final maze was super irritating, to the point where I was like, I don't know what I'm missing. Like all the other ones I was able to figure out like the pattern and how to get through it. This one I was just like, I'm missing something. And I looked online, and basically they're like, it's hard to explain, so here's a link to a YouTube video that shows you how to do it. And basically you have to pick up, I'm not spoiling anything because I'm trying to help you if you do want to play it. You have to pick up 5 pieces of artwork in the maze in order to unlock the door to get the fuck out. And that's what I was missing. Like I had picked up like 1, maybe 2, but I didn't realize I wasn't connecting that to the doors unlocking. So, because I was in a panic running around trying to not get killed. So I wasn't noticing that. So I was like, okay, fine. So I said, let me try it one last time. And I went over to where the first piece of artwork was that I saw, and it was still there. So I was like, okay, it doesn't save your progress. Like you have to get all 5 in one go. And I'm like, that's going to be really hard to avoid the monster and collect all 5 pieces of artwork, but I will give it a shot. But I was basically, I had said to myself, like, accept the fact that you're not going to be able to do this and you're going to have to watch the ending on YouTube. But then I did it in that try. I was able to get all 5 pieces and get out the door and then finish the story. And I was like, oh, yay me. But there is not a lot of gameplay aside from running around. There is literally one puzzle in the entire game. You basically just walk around and you examine items in all of the different rooms that you pass through, and that helps like tell the story. And then there's also cutscenes, which for whatever reason, her memories are live action, which is kind of jarring, and I wasn't sure I liked it. It was a little odd. But there's literally one puzzle. And I got stumped on it for like a little bit, and then I like looked around a little more and I was just like, that's the final piece of the puzzle I needed in order to solve and get the story going again. So I'm not sure why it was free, because it's not like a nothing game. Like they're obviously they put effort into this game. I mean, I assume if they had charged for it, it would have been like under $20. But $20, I feel like I would have felt a little ripped off, because it's only a couple of hours long. There's not really any replay value to it. And like I said, there's only one puzzle, which I thought was really lame. So it's like walking around looking at stuff, solving a puzzle, and walking around looking at stuff, and then occasionally like running for your life. And then getting really frustrated at the final maze because it's annoying. So I'm glad it was free, because I probably wouldn't have enjoyed paying any money for it, but because there's just not a lot to it. But for free, if you've got a PS5 and you like Silent Hill, download it and enjoy. You might enjoy it, you might not, I don't know. You might get frustrated like I did with the maze. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why it was free, but thank you for free Silent Hill. Because I'm also hearing that the Silent Hill 2 remake is more combat heavy than the original game, so I'm a little like concerned that they're going to try to turn Silent Hill into Resident Evil, and that would suck. So we'll see what happens, and I will see you back here, same bat time, same bat channel, and bye!